Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Paige here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 3, as well as like Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl as well. So this is my review for Episode 8 of The Flash Season 3, which is technically the second part of the crossover, or the first part of the crossover, whichever way you want to look at it. And it's just called Invasion. I think all these episodes for Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow are just called Invasion. So obviously before we go ahead, there will be spoilers in this video, so don't watch it if you haven't seen the episode, especially these ones, because it's just too epic. So to start off, I love this. This was too good. Honestly, this whole episode was amazing. Honestly, this is probably the best episode of The Flash this season. There was just so much going on. It incorporated stories from Legends and Arrow as well, which I was surprised with. I thought they would leave them for their individual episodes, like, do some Arrow stuff in the Arrow episode and do some Legends stuff in the Legends episode, but they mixed all of it together, which was awesome. It was great to see Lila involved. We did see her in the last trailer, I think it was, promoting this, and she was actually heavily involved, which was good. She is the head of Argus, so it was good to see her mixing with other government officials. I did enjoy seeing Barry rebel against Argus. He is taking some notes from Oliver, obviously. Now, as I said, they did take some stuff from Arrow and Legends and put it in this episode as well, so it was cool to see Vigilante pop up. I wasn't expecting that. But it's always good to see Diggle's reaction to Barry. It's always the best. As well as his reaction to the Wave Rider, that drug line that he said had me cracking up. It was just hilarious. Obviously, we got confirmation that Supergirl is from Earth 38. Very random. You thought they might have gone with an Earth 5 or an Earth 7 or something. No, they went with Earth 38. So at least we have that confirmed now, because that was a big question that a lot of people had. A lot of people were just referring to it as Earth S, as in Earth Supergirl. Speaking of Supergirl, the introduction of her was awesome. We got a replay of that stuff we saw at the end of the Supergirl episode yesterday. And just seeing everyone's reaction to her flying for the first time was awesome. Of course, Diggle's reaction was possibly the best as well. It was awesome to get that nod to the Hall of Justice with that exterior shot of the building that the team was in. It was so cool. It actually wasn't the Hall of Justice. It was just meant to be an homage, I guess you could say. But still extremely cool nonetheless. Now, seeing Barry being the team leader of the crossover team was good, but also quite funny, especially with Ollie giving him pointers, because Barry just has no idea what he's doing. But we had the feels in this episode hit early when Ray Palmer tells Barry about Captain Cold's death, because that was a big thing. No one on Team Flash knew that Captain Cold was dead, because obviously there'd been no interaction between them. So it was pretty damn heavy for Barry to find out that way, that Captain Cold died a hero, when Barry saw him in this completely different light the whole time. Speaking of Barry and the Legends, we finally got to hear that message from future Barry in 2056. I thought Ollie's reaction was great to the news about Flashpoint. I think he handled it in a very different way than all of us did expect that he would. Now, obviously we had Wally in this episode. We did know that they were going to focus on some Wally stuff in this Flash episode. I thought it was well done. Obviously we have HR trying to, go behind the rest of the team and train Wally, which will be further developed in episode 9 or the mid-season finale of The Flash. They're going to focus on that in that episode, and about how Barry's not the biggest fan about it. Now, as I said, they were incorporating Arrow and Legends stuff in this episode. So if you don't watch Arrow or Legends, there was some stuff where you were I don't know what the hell's going on here. And one of those things was with Martin Stein and finding out that he has a daughter. So in Legends, he'd been having these visions, and we thought, okay, is this his new wife or something? But we learn in this episode that it's his daughter. So I'm assuming they'll go more into that in either the crossover episode of Legends, or maybe in just a solo Legends episode later on. But God, it was tough to watch when Barry tells everyone about that future message from 2056, especially Diggle, because Diggle's always had these things with Barry and his powers. So to learn Barry could do something like that makes it even worse. But it basically causes a rift within the team, almost like a civil war, if you want to call it that. And I thought it was really good that Ollie sided with Barry. Heatwave was great this episode. He didn't get extreme amount of lines, but he was funny when he did get lines. I think we should all just call Supergirl Skirt from now on. Supergirl is now known as Skirt. Just remember that. The Dominators looked really good in this episode. I thought the CGI was great. Obviously, we don't see too much of them. It's more stuff that they do that leads to actions from other people. But the first meeting against them was awesome when they mind control all the people that went off and left Ollie and Barry behind. But did they actually kill the president, or was that a trap and that was a hologram or something? I'm not too sure. I think it was a hologram because you think they would have made it look cooler if that was the actual president dying. The conversation between Ollie and Barry in the Time Vault was great. It was a very inspirational speech, I guess you could call it, from Ollie, and it's definitely what Barry needed, because Barry was down thinking, oh, okay, everyone hates me, and Ollie was like, nah, lift yourself up, we gotta live in this timeline, just move on through it. Now, did anyone else get Earth 3 crime syndicate vibes from the Dominator-controlled heroes? I definitely did. But seeing Wally join the fray was sick. Also, calling himself Kid Flash was pretty damn awesome. But as you can see, he has some sort of control over his powers. He just needs to do some training. It was good to see Barry use his brain for once and trick the mind-controlled Supergirl into destroying the Dominator's device. It is important to remember, Barry's a smart dude. He's not a dumb dude. In the Flash, he can do some really stupid things. He's a smart dude. He's a very smart dude, so at least they did something in this episode where he's actually using his brain. We got a reference back to the first Flash Arrow crossover from Season 1 of The Flash and Season 3 of Arrow, with Barry saying that they weren't the first superheroes to be mind-controlled. Obviously, if you remember from that crossover, Barry got mind-controlled and decided to try and kill Arrow. Obviously, we got the setup for tomorrow's episode with Ray, Thea, Sarah, Diggle, and Ollie all being abducted. Obviously, these are all characters that originated on Arrow. All of them are still on Arrow apart from Ray and Sarah. So tomorrow's episode is the Arrow episode, or the 100th episode of Arrow. So that's why those people have been abducted. They're going to do something really special. It's going to be awesome. But overall, this episode was great. I really can't find any faults. Honestly, people say I sometimes suck up to the Flash, and honestly, in this case, I can't find anything to say, okay, that wasn't that great. They did hint at some Killer Frost stuff as well when Martin Stein's going to see his daughter, which I thought was pretty cool because later in the Flash this season, she might come back. So they are putting little seeds and stuff like that, but I think it's fair to judge this when all 3 episodes come out, because that's basically what it is. It's a mini movie. You can review each singular episode for what it is, but when it comes down to it, it's a big crossover. I think it's best to review it as a whole when all 3 parts come out. Thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, it'd be very much appreciated if you could leave a like on it. Let me know in the comments section below what was your favorite part in this episode, and what are you looking forward to most in tomorrow's episode, which, as I said, is a 100th episode of Arrow. And if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys, and goodbye.